AFTV, Marty called it, people. He said before the game 0-0. He fancied it. Smarty Marty does it again. You fancy? Why did you fancy it was going to be 0-0 today?
Obvious. It's about this. These competitions are about getting the job done. I would have loved to have seen us light up Sporting Lisbon 3-0, 4-0. But it's just, I think that would just be completely unprofessional, if I'm honest with you. You're 1-0 up. Right, and the thing with this performance, if Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola, or Simeone, that was the guy I was looking for, Diego Simeone, it would be called an absolute masterclass. 0-0 shutout. What a defensive! Oh, it was brilliant. But because Mikel Arteta does it, oh, it's boring. It's contrived. Oh, there's nothing. Oh, it's a waste of time. Listen, we are through to the Champions League semi-final. Come on! Hey! Champion! Arsenal!
That's true. That is true.
Come on, Champions League. Listen, I've had years of being in a round of 16, getting smoked by teams, getting to the quarterfinals. See you later. You're out of there, right? Last season, we got to the semi-final. Like we're going in against a team that we have absolutely battered here. 4-0. You remember that? In 28 minutes, they got taken to pieces. I fancy this. Listen, after that result against Bournemouth on Saturday, we were all thoroughly disappointed. It was poor, and that's sometimes how this football can go wrong. If you concede a goal, you get it back. And listen, it's not always champagne football. Do I love seeing that? Of course I do. But the thing with it is, it's about getting the job done. We're top of the Premier League, and we're into the semi-finals of the Champions League. Now, if we go to the Etihad on Sunday and we play like that and we nick a goal in the 92nd minute and we win it 1-0, do I have a problem with that? No, I don't.
So do you think at the moment it's just all about, you know, we all want to see big performances, we want to see exciting games, the other guy, but do you just look at it and say, listen, it's just about results right now?
But listen, there's always two ways of looking at things, and for me that was a big performance. And I'll tell you why. I switched out the full-backs, right? You're bringing in Mascara in at right-back, you're bringing in Hincapie in at left-back. For Miles Lewis-Skelly, who had a really good game, probably the best player on the pitch on Saturday, okay? Zubimendi had an absolute stinker. That was a man of the match performance. That's what we bought Martin Zubimendi for, to get the ball, receive it, move it around, move it back at times, move it forward, side to side. In games like this, you need to take the sting out of it. And I'll tell you why. Because in the first 15 minutes of the game, when we started pressing them, and we started lively, we went for them. And then, when they hit the post, we were like, whoa, let's be careful here. Let's not start taking liberties with this team, because this is a team that stuck 5 past Bodo Glimt in a game. Flashed them past him, done. And they were 3-0 down, right? And that's some serious pressure. And bear in mind, that Bodo Glimt team stuck City away. So before everyone says, oh, it's only Bodo Glimt, they beat City, okay? The performance is another clean sheet. That is this finding a way of being solid and resolute and not conceding goals. I didn't see that on Saturday. I saw poor performances around the pitch. Tonight, I saw Arsenal take it to European levels against a top quality opposition. People say, oh, it's only Sporting Lisbon. This Sporting Lisbon, they're a decent side. I think they were unbeaten.
Beat PSG this season. They've beaten Atletico. Sorry, not Atletico. They've beaten PSG. Yeah. They smashed up Bodo. They're no mugs. I was there last week. They're no mugs, man. Trust me. They've got some decent players.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. Any team that can put 5 goals in a match past another team in a level of competition like this, you've got to respect them. And that's what we saw tonight was Arsenal. Because I'll tell you what, if we would have gone for this, continued going for them and left ourselves open at the back, and then it goes 1-1. Do we need, and I'll ask you this one, do we need extra time tonight? Listen, it would have been great to watch. It's extra, it's essentially extra football. But does this team need another 30 minutes in their legs and then go into penalties when you've got to go to Manchester on Sunday? Not at all. That is not the one. It's about just controlling the game, moving the ball around, not having, and as well, when you exert yourselves in these games at end to end, you're taking a lot of gas out of the players. Right, you're gassing them out. You don't need to do that. Be sensible. Next question. What was it? Sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you. It's about Sunday. Sunday now. This game's behind us now. We're through to the semi-final. That's great. But Sunday, that's the next big one. Every game's a cup final now. Sunday, massive game at City. How do you think we approach that one?
Similar. Listen, City are a dangerous side. We saw what they done to Chelsea. Chelsea aren't in the best of sorts. You know, in the second half, they poured it on like molten lava. You know, Cherky outside the box just putting balls through which he shouldn't be threading through at all. It's ridiculous, right? You've got to be careful against teams like this. Are they open? Are they vulnerable? Listen, we see what Madrid. Don't forget, this is a team that has been dumped out. Like that, this team have been hurt. This Man City team. Can we get at them? Yes, we can get at them. Are they a top level opposition? We saw what happened in the Carabao Cup. What I don't want to see is that second half. What I want to see is going out and being professional and getting the job done. Whether that is taking it to them, pressing them, and beating them convincingly, or being resolute and nicking it. Yeah. Listen, one thing I will say. Ultimately, a draw is not a bad result. I'm not saying that's the mindset that, as a manager, I would be putting into the players. But being realistic, it's another game chalked off, and it's another game where they can't get points on us. Okay, and then then you take it. As I said before, I said this a few months ago. This is going to the wire, right? Do I believe we're going to win the Premier League? Yes, I do, and I said that months ago as well, right? But I do believe all of these title races. Remember when City won it the first time? They won it in the last seconds with Aguero. Right, when we won it in 88, 89, last seconds with Michael Thomas. That's how these title races, they're title races. They're not called title walks. Yeah, they're title races. It's a race to the title. And that's what we're doing. And listen, I can't wait for Sunday. It's a huge game, right? And I fancy our chances. It is going to be electric.
Travelling to away games has never been easier, especially with Rocket Mobile.
Unlimited data, unlimited everything in the UK. When you leave the UK, it's 20 gig of roaming data. Life is very easy.
£16 a month, no hassle.
How you doing?
You're doing all right. And this is what you get in Europe.
I know. Come on, the others.
Come on,
It's a man. You're the man.